right click here, I should get all of that paste stuff, or I can just hit Control or Command V in the case of Apple. All right, and this is the data that we collected from a previous class. All right, so this is, entering data is fairly straightforward. Now we're going to do calculations. So now that we've got the three trials, we want to get an average. So I'm just going to do a label here called average time in seconds. Once again, going to hover over there, open that up. Okay, so there's many different ways to do calculations in Excel. So one way that we do that is, anytime you do calculations, you need to use what we call a formula, and all formulas start with an equal sign. As soon as you type in equals, Excel knows that you're going to be typing in a formula, going to be doing some calculations. So in this case here, I want to work out the average of these things, and lo and behold, there's actually a thing called average. If I type in equals average, okay, I will type in the three different cells here. So, I'll just click and drag across there. It gives me a range. See how it says B2 and then it's got the colon there, D2. It means that it's taking the average of all three of those. Okay, and let's close that off with the closing thing. If I press enter, it gives me 0, and that's what we expect. Now, similarly to what we did before where it recognized the pattern, we can fill down this with the same formula down the column by hovering on this little green box over here, turning the cursor into a little plus or a cross, and then dragging it down to where we want it. Now notice how it's done the average here. Okay, so if I click on any of these, it will actually find the average of the relative cells. So in this case here, whereas here was B2 to D2, this one was B3 to D3, okay, which is B3 to D3, so on and so forth. Now these little things here, don't worry too much about it. It's just Excel saying, oh, hang on a sec, did you make a mistake because you had a pattern going here and you've changed it here? Don't worry too much about it. That's what I meant about Excel not being very smart. This looks a bit messy. Let's fix it up. So I want to have it in just 2 decimal points. What I can do is I can actually click on E here. See how if I click on E, it selects the whole column. Okay, we can actually get that then to change the number of decimal points that we want. Okay, if you go to the number here, okay, we can increase decimal or decrease decimal. So we're going to decrease it to 2. So just click on that. Well, doesn't like it. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just select the data there. See, it says you can't decrease the decimal of text. See, text is entered differently. So we'll select that, decrease decimal. Let's go down to 2. Bit better. All right, so now we've got this data here that shows us the average time that it takes for a zip line, for the shuttle to travel down the zip line for 2 meters, 4 meters, so on and so forth. Okay, I'm just going to stop it there for a second, and then we'll continue on the next video.